Cathie Wood believes that there are early indicators of stress in the market, which could lead to recession. While there are still many unknowns about the future, big leaders like Elon Musk, Jamie Dimon, and Goldman Sachs COO have already started sharing their views on the economy. Excited to know all about it? Don't worry, because that's all we're going to cover in today's video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you haven't hit that bell icon yet, go ahead, just hit that. You don't want to stay behind on what's going on in the market. Right, okay, let's now dive into the video.
So in the last month, the Fed did tighten up. We are now in the Fed funds range between 0.75% and 1%. So from basically 0 to 25%, we have, or 25 basis points, we've now gone, if you use the high end of that range, from 25 basis points to effectively 1. So up fourfold. And the reason I'm giving that as perspective is we are beginning to wonder if one of the policy mistakes here is not understanding that we're starting with interest rates at such a low base that when you quadruple them or go up tenfold, which many people think the Fed will do before all is said and done, so going from 0.25% to 2.5%, that's a 225 basis point increase. That's up tenfold. We've already gone up fourfold. And just hearkening back to the last time the Fed was fighting inflation and ferociously fighting inflation was under Volcker in the late 70s and the early 80s. And I was there. I was just starting my career. And I remember the Fed funds rate was at 10%. And Chairman Volcker at the time jacked it up to 20% in one move. So that was up 1,000 basis points, to be sure. That's a lot. And he did it to shock the economy. But that was only up twofold. We've already gone up fourfold and potentially up tenfold. And just beginning to wonder if, the impact on the economy, starting from such a low rate and having been at low rates for so long, that maybe this is, yes, a shock to the economy.
According to Cathie Wood, there's going to be a big shock to the economy. Cathie also points out that the U.S. is currently battling the highest level of inflation seen in 4 decades, spurring the Federal Reserve to hike rates. We've already gone up fourfold and could even get to 10.
Surprisingly, auto sales. Now, the auto manufacturers finally are getting through supply chain issues. And according to Ward's, their plans were to increase production, or they're in the midst of increasing production, to something like 20% this quarter. And what we got this week was kind of surprising. Auto sales dropped back down from 14.3 million. Now, steady state is 17 million. So they had not even gotten back to steady state, which is 17 to 18 million. And that's an annualized unit rate per year for the US. So 14.3, and the expectation was that that would just continue on up to a more normalized rate. Well, instead, in May, it appears auto sales dropped 12.7. So here we are again. If they build the inventory and the consumer does not come, in fact, the consumer retrenches, these companies are going to have too much inventory.
Cathie Wood explains that the auto manufacturers were actually planning to increase production this quarter, but what we saw this week is a drop down in the auto sales. It could lead to extra inventory stuffing, if there will be a continuous drop in consumer demand. Now, Tesla was the only automaker to actually see an increase in sales, but surprisingly, its CEO, Elon Musk, has acted a bit oppositely that same week. Want to find out? Stay tuned. But before moving ahead, be sure to give a big thumbs up.
Well, we've had some very interesting comments on the economy by business leaders. Just yesterday, I believe, Elon Musk said that he has a super bad feeling about the economy. And we're trying to figure out what he's looking at. We know his own sales were up. Tesla sales in the month of May, I believe, were up globally 60%, and almost every other auto manufacturer sales were down, and some of them down by a lot. So it's not his own sales, except perhaps at the margin, maybe something that he's seeing in orders. He may be reflecting on the decline in total auto sales. So that's interesting. Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan talked about a hurricane. Be prepared for a hurricane. He doesn't know what kind of hurricane. Is it going to be a mild one, or is it going to be a Hurricane Sandy, which would be quite serious? But I think he's changed his tune a bit in the last month since JP Morgan reported earnings. So what is he saying? Well, he sees a lot of business activity and must see it slowing down, if I had to guess. And the president of Goldman described this environment as a confluence of shocks that in his career has been unprecedented. So again, he has a very good perspective, global perspective, every sector. And so I would say at the margin, these three business leaders are seeing the economy in some form of stress.
Leaders across industries are wondering how the economy will affect their business. According to Cathie Wood, these leaders are seeing the economy in some form of stress. Jamie Dimon said last week that the economy could be headed for a hurricane. That's a bold word, right? I mean, we're already in the bear market, where Bitcoin is trading below $30,000. Similarly, Ethereum, stablecoins, all are trading way down their all-time highs. Now, Goldman Sachs COO Harvey Waldron also sees a slew of unprecedented shocks headed for the economy. His comments come one day after JP Morgan's CEO predicted a hurricane coming soon. A few days later, Elon Musk also sang the same kind of tune. According to Reuters, in light of a bleak global economic outlook, Tesla has decided to pause all hiring worldwide. The email, titled "Pause All Hiring Worldwide," was sent to Tesla executives last Thursday. You can also find the message saying, "Fed may need to stick to half-point rate hikes." It is not common to find all these big headlines in the same week. So that makes me think, what's really going to happen? Are we entering a period of recession now? Will the crypto winter be over by this winter? Or are we going to all freeze together? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Now I'll see you in my next video. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Adios!